Hello, if you're new here, my name is April. I like sharing videos about my process and other things. Some of them are about tutorials on painting, and for this month, I focused more on journaling. So, before this month ends, I want to share about three techniques or three tips and tricks that I really love using on my journal. So, this is my journal that I use for memory keeping, and there are three techniques that I just keep on using every time I journal. So, I'm hoping that if I share them with you, you might get or pick up a little bit of something from it. Hi, so I want to share with you three techniques or tips and tricks that I like using in my journals. The first one is called Tipin. Now, a Tipin is something that you want to add in your page. So it can be anything like a photo, a card, a receipt maybe, that adding an extra page to your journal spread. So instead of you, excuse me, that's my son. So instead of you gluing those cards or receipts, you're adding an extra page, or like it's a flap in your journal page. So let me show you what a tip-in is. So this technique is, I actually learned this one from Ali Brown, and I just love the way she journals. It's very raw, very nothing, like she just journaled the way she wanted it, and she has a lot of great techniques. And one of my favorite techniques that I learned from her is a tip in. So as you can see, this is like a multiple tip in. So normally you can just add one card, and then it gives you like an extra spread or a flap maybe on your journal. So but in this case, it is multiple tip ins. So like I have a journal card here, and then I also added another one here for the tag, and then for my photo I also added another one to hide the text behind. So how do you actually do this on your journal? So you just have to add washi tape on one end and then another one on the side. You can also do that if you want to do this vertically. You just put the washi tape on the side or on the top, and then just like this one. I normally add two tapes from at the front and at the back, just so to make it secure. But if you don't like to, you can just use one. So this is one of the samples of tip in for multiple cards. Now I'm gonna show you, like in this journal alone, like I have so many tip ins because I just love using them. It's very it adds another layer to your journal. So like for this one, I added a journal tag, and then there's a ticket at the back. So if you don't like for this one, the reason why I did this is because I really don't like the design of the ticket. So instead of me gluing it on the journal, and it's not aesthetically pleasing to my eyes, I just created a tip in where I can hide the tag or the ticket, but at the same time it's still in my journal. So that's another one. And then here, instead of me just writing on the page itself, I just added an extra paper so I can create another page, or I can add extra page on this journal spread, and I can write a note at the back that it says this is scribbled by my son. So that's an example, another example of a tip in. So as you can see, like most of my pages have tip ins. Here's another one. I added a vellum paper in between this spread. I also added a tag, but instead of me using washi tape, I just use a stapler. And then here's another one. So I'm about to write something here. So instead of me just sticking them together, I wanted to add extra layers. So, and I just used stapler here. So basically, it's just creating extra layer to your journal spread. And here's another one. I added my notes or my thoughts, my journals, into a different papers for writing. So instead of just writing straight on the paper, I added extra papers on the, and then made it as a tip in. And then this one too. Yeah. So as you can see, tip in is really one of my favorite techniques. Another one that you can use as a tip in are envelopes. So if you like keeping letters or note cards maybe that can fit in your journal, just like this one, I normally put them or like add it like as a tip in. So just like I said a while ago, just added washi tape here and on this side, and then just make sure you added the washi tape at the bottom so you can still open the envelope from here. Aside from adding or collecting your letters from loved ones and friends, you can actually use this also as a pocket. So you can create a tip in out of envelopes. And here's another one. So I added 2 cards here vertically, and then here I created one vertically and then this one horizontally. So you can create as many tip ins as you like in one spread. And here's the last one, like I mentioned a while ago. You can use envelopes as a tip in. So this was also part of the event that I was journaling about. So here I added this here, and then for the envelope, since I want to keep the envelope and it serves as a pocket as well. So yeah, this one is a double tip in on this side. So I just added washi tape here, and then another on this side, and then here. So I created like a 2-page tip in. So there you go. That's a tip in as my first journal technique. Alright, so the second technique that I like using in my journals are pockets. Now, pockets are very helpful if you have so many inserts that you want to put in your journal. So like if you have several receipts from your trip, or you want to keep small trinkets, small anything that you want to put in your journal, yet you don't want to put them in different spreads, then a pocket is very helpful. So let me show you 3 different pockets that I like, and I also will show you, I'll also show you later few ways how to use them or how to make them. So this is one pocket that I like that serves as a background. So first, this is just a pattern paper. So on this side, I just glue them, and I glue the paper and then created it like as a pattern paper or like a background for the spread. And then on this side, I just stapled it at the bottom and at the back, and then inserted this few ephemeras or trinkets that doesn't need to be journaled, or I just wanted to keep for myself. So as you can see, there are a few things inside, and I just put them inside as a pocket. So one good thing about pockets is you don't need to create, it actually organizes your receipts or anything that you want to keep in one spread. So that's one. Another pocket that I like using is this one. So I'm gonna show you. So like if you have boarding pass or bus tickets, train tickets maybe, then you wanna like several of them, and then you wanna keep all of them just like me. So you can create a pocket for that. And I want to share with you or show you how to make this simple one. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a pattern paper, a cardstock. It doesn't matter if it's thin or thick, but it will vary depending on the inserts that you want to put inside. So if you want to put multiple tickets, well, if it's kind of heavy, then a thicker paper is helpful. So all you gotta do is just fold them like this, and then fold it at the bottom. So you just make sure that the pocket is actually will fit on your page, and then you just glue them at the back like so. But before that, you can cut the middle parts so you create like a window for your pocket. Just like that. Then you just glue them or glue it on your page. Just like that. Simple as that. And then the next one, I have another pocket. So here's another pocket design that you can make. So with this one, it's a little complicated. Well, not really, but instead of folding a while ago, then this one needs more cutting. So what you gotta do is just measure the paper. So I'm just eyeballing this one. There's no specific size or anything. So all you gotta do is just cut it semicircle. If you have like a coaster or anything circled like this one, like you want to follow through for the curve, if you want to make it a bit aligned, then that would be helpful. Now you have to fold this side, fold on the side where you wanna close the pocket. So the opening should be like this. So once you're done with this, you can just glue them here, just like so. Now if you don't like creating your own pockets, here's a very simple trick that you can make. Just use bags, air sickness bags, and then you can either make it as a tip-in like here, and then just fold it or cut it maybe, or you can use, just like I mentioned a while ago, you can use envelopes like so. So those are the envelopes that you can create, or pockets for your journal. Now this is one of my favorite techniques, because just like I shared a while ago with the boarding pass, like I don't need to stick them all together. It doesn't really, it looks chaotic, to at least to me. So if I put a pocket, then like it looks organized. So yeah, that's one technique. That's a second technique. Okay, so the last technique that I like using in my journal is the pattern paper, or that serves as a background. So I normally have a stock card of pattern paper, or a pad of pattern paper, but I normally like using whatever is around me, or in most cases I like putting them in my stash. So whenever I go, I just have an extra pattern paper that I can use as my background. So these are the very cheap and very simple way of adding backgrounds or pattern paper in your journal. So one of my favorite to use is the book pages. So like I just have a one cut out page in my stash, and then I just tear them into small bits, so I can just add them just like so, and it creates another, it serves as like a background or creates another layer or texture in my page. So as you can see, I just use them like an accent. Another one is here. So this one is a newspaper. So like if you don't have any book pages, or you don't want to tear out old books, they can just use newspapers. Now the technique in using pages with text is try using the ones with just the plain text. So like for newspapers, there are headings or there are like photos. So to me, I just like using the ones with the full text. And then another one that you can use as your pattern paper or textured paper, or your background paper, are the receipts. So if you have old receipts, receipts maybe from your purchases, they can actually use them as your background as well. Now if you don't have this, you can also use the ones from the packaging. So like if you have craft paper, you can also use this as a background. I also like using scratch paper. So like in the studio, I have so many scratch papers, like I misprinted or like a trial print. So like this one, so like I can still use this part, or maybe this part, just cut it out and then use it as a background. So there you go. Those are the 3 techniques that I like using in my journal. And there's the 3 techniques that I usually use in my journals. Which one is your favorite? I would really love to know. So give me a comment down below, or if you have your own techniques that you usually use in your journals, I would also love to see them, because I would love to apply them in my journals as well. And so yeah, if you have any questions, I would be very happy to answer them if I can. So just leave me a message or a comment below. And so there you go. I'll see you again on my next video. Bye.